The rapidly forming and strengthening El Niño climate pattern could peak this winter as one of the most intense climates ever observed. According to an experimental forecast released Tuesday, the new forecast system suggests it could reach peak Super El Niño strength, which has in the past caused deadly fires, droughts, heatwaves, floods and landslides around the world. This time, El Niño is developing alongside an unprecedented rise in global temperatures that scientists say increases the likelihood of severe heatwaves and deadly floods seen in recent weeks. Will this make the typical extremes of El Niño even more dramatic in winter? My answer would be maybe, said David DeWitt, director of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Climate Prediction Center. Scientists said it is difficult to detect months in advance whether and where this El Niño might produce new extreme weather events. This is because research has not clarified any connection between human-caused planetary warming and El Niño or its counterpart, La Niña. Differences between El Niño events also make weather impacts difficult to predict. The impact is likely to be stronger, Okumura said. An intense El Niño forecast climate models have been suggesting for months the potential for an intense El Niño that could trigger floods, heat waves and droughts. This phenomenon is manifested by an increased temperature in surface waters along the equator, the eastern and central Pacific Ocean. As these waters warm and combine with west to east winds over Pacific, the stronger strength of El Niño and its impact on global weather. As global ocean and surface temperatures rose to record levels in the months that followed, official predictions of El Niño's intensity were confirmed. NOAA's climate forecasters this month predicted a 71% chance of a strong winter El Niño pattern in the Northern Hemisphere. Its current strength is moderate. The forecast released Tuesday by the National Center for Atmospheric Research was even more optimistic, using a new forecast system to predict that next winter could bring a super El Niño strong enough to rival the historic El Niño of 19,971,998. That winter brought heavy rainfall to California and Kenya and intense drought to Indonesia. We may be facing a similar winter coming, said Stephen Yeager, a project scientist at the center who helps make forecasts. This is a plausible future. Uncertain weather effects while confidence is high that Pacific waters will remain warm and El Niño will persist for months. That doesn't mean scientists are sure of what this portends for weather around the world. The El Niño textbook includes trends for dry conditions places like Indonesia, Northern Australia, South Africa, and wet conditions in South America, East Africa, some areas the southern tier of the United States. Signs currently point to Australia having a hot, dry summer. For example, authorities warn of increased wildfire dangers. However,